Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through complex ideas, find the core wisdom, and lay it out clearly for you.
And today we're getting into the thinking of Naval Ravikant. He's an investor, a philosopher, really, who's profoundly influenced how people think about, well, success, money, and happiness.
Yeah, we've gone through a ton of his material interviews, those famous tweet storms talks.
Right. And our mission here is pretty straightforward, to map out his blueprint for building, real wealth and finding genuine happiness.
And the big takeaway right up front, the thing you really need to grab onto, is that he sees these huge goals. Wealth, happiness, not as luck, not as something you're born with.
But as skills, actual skills that you can learn systematically.
That changes the whole game, doesn't it? It means
Yeah.
there's a system, a method.
Exactly. We're talking about principles here. His whole approach, it's built on playing long-term games using compounding.
Compounding effort, compounding knowledge.
Right. And maybe the most critical part, finding what makes you uniquely valuable, what makes you irreplaceable.
This isn't some get-rich-quick thing he's selling.
No, definitely not. It's about universal principles for, like, decades of effort. But before we jump into the how-to, we really need to get clear on his basic definitions. Because, you can't build wealth if you don't even know what it is.
Okay, let's start right there then. He's super careful about distinguishing three concepts people always mix up: wealth, money, and status. Let's break those down.
Okay. Money's the simple one. It's just, the medium of exchange. Social credits, how you transfer time and wealth, pays for your coffee.
Got it. Standard definition. Now, status.
Status. That's where things get, let's say, sticky. It's your rank in the social pecking order. Who's top dog?
Right, the hierarchy.
And the crucial thing, it's a zero-sum game. For me to gain status, someone else has to lose status.
Which inherently makes it competitive, often nasty.
Exactly. Destructive, even.
Uh-huh.
Which brings us to the third one, wealth.
And this is what he says we should aim for.
This is the goal. Wealth, for Naval, means assets that earn while you sleep. Things like factories, code running somewhere, businesses you own, investments, rental properties.
Stuff making money for you, not because of your direct time input right now.
Precisely. And here's the key difference. Wealth creation. It's a positive sum game. If I build software that helps 10,000 people do their jobs better, they get richer, I get richer, we all win.
That's a really powerful distinction, and it leads directly to his first big rule: avoid status games. Why does he see them as so dangerous?
Because they're a trap. Simple as that. People playing status games, they often gain status by attacking wealth creators.
Like online arguments.
Think about social media conflicts, yeah. That's almost purely status jockeying, fighting for temporary rank. It generates massive anxiety and, frankly, zero lasting value. You want to build, not fight over who's king of the hill for 5 minutes.
Be a creator, not just a competitor in that narrow sense.
Right. If you're adding value, you're playing a long game that benefits everyone. If you're just creating conflict, you're fighting over scraps.
Okay, that makes total sense. So once we decide, okay, I'm focusing on creating wealth, the next hurdle he points out is the big one for most people: trading your time for money.
Yeah, and he's pretty blunt about it. You're not going to get rich renting out your time. That's the quote. Even if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a top executive making good money.
You're still limited. Your income is tied directly to your hours. 1 hour in, 1 unit of payout.
It can't scale beyond the hours in a day, and the second you stop working, the money stops. That's not freedom.
So to get actual financial freedom, passive income, you have to break that link. You need equity.
Ownership.
You have to build or buy equity in something that keeps generating value even when you're not actively working on it. Which naturally leads us to his core formula for getting rich without just getting lucky:
The 3 pillars.
specific knowledge, accountability, and leverage.
Okay, that's the trio we need to unpack. Let's start with specific knowledge. What makes knowledge specific versus just, being skilled? It's a huge difference. Specific knowledge is the stuff you can't be trained for in a classroom. He says if society can train you, it can replace you. Because now you're interchangeable, a commodity.
Oh, okay.
Specific knowledge is deeply personal. It sits at the intersection of, your unique talents, your obsessions from childhood, your particular life experiences.
So how do I know if something I'm good at, say I'm a great project manager, is specific knowledge or just a skill?
Good question. Ask yourself this. Does it feel like play to you, but look like hard work to other people?
Interesting test.
If you get lost in it, lose track of time doing it, that's a strong sign. Also, could you learn this in a standard college course? If yes, Probably not specific.
So it often comes from just following your genuine curiosity, like getting obsessed with, I don't know, ancient shipbuilding or complex data patterns.
Exactly. Or maybe it's an uncanny knack for sales or a deep understanding of game theory or unique musical ability. The point is, it's yours.
Which leads to that powerful mantra he uses.
No one can compete with you on being you. You combine these unique, untrainable things, and you create something nobody else can copy. That's how you escape competition through authenticity. Your skill set becomes a fingerprint.
Okay, so you identify your fingerprint, your specific knowledge, then you need to amplify it. That's where leverage comes in.
Leverage is the multiplier.
Yeah.
It takes your judgment, your effort, your specific knowledge, and scales it up massively. In today's world, even small advantages in judgment, when amplified by leverage, can create fortunes.
And he breaks leverage into three main types.
Yes, three broad classes. The first is the oldest, labor.
Having people work for you.
Right. Managing people. It's powerful, sure, but it's messy. Needs serious leadership skills, deals with human drama. It's hard.
Okay. Second type, capital.
Money. Using money to make more money.
Huh?
Think bankers, investors, VCs. This dominated the last century, moving large sums of capital around.
Effective. But both labor and capital usually require permission. Someone has to agree to work for you. Someone has to give you the capital to invest. There are gatekeepers. Which brings us to the third type, the one that's really democratizing wealth creation now.
Permissionless leverage. This is the big one for our era.
And this is code and media.
Exactly. Software, books, blogs, videos, podcasts, anything you create once that can then be distributed to potentially millions at almost zero extra cost per person.
And crucially, you don't need anyone's okay to start coding or writing or making videos and putting them online.
You bypass the gatekeepers, you build the asset, the software, the content, and it works for you 24/7 while you sleep. Think about one programmer writing code that millions use. They're commanding this huge digital workforce, essentially.
It's incredible leverage. So putting specific knowledge and leverage together, that gets us to his memorable phrase.
Productize yourself.
Mark that down.
The yourself part is your unique specific knowledge and taking accountability, putting your name on it. The productize part is applying that permissionless leverage code or media to scale it. Package your unique value so people can buy it without buying your time directly.
Okay, that makes sense. Build something based on your uniqueness and scale it with code or media. But if leverage magnifies everything, then what you choose to do, your decisions, they become way more important than just working hard.
Absolutely. Which brings us neatly to part 3, the critical role of judgment.
In the age of leverage, judgment trumps effort.
By far, if one decision can be amplified across millions of users or dollars, that decision better be a good one.
He defines wisdom as knowing the long-term consequences of your actions.
And judgment is just applying that wisdom to real-world problems. Think about it. A 10% better decision steering a massive ship or a huge fund. The dollar impact is enormous.
Warren Buffett comes up here.
The classic example.
Oh.
People invest with him purely based on decades of demonstrated high-integrity judgment. They're not asking how many hours he clocked last week. His judgment is the product.
So if judgment is key, how does that change how we should view our time day to day? He has that concept of the aspirational hourly rate.
Right. Setting a really high personal hourly rate for yourself. He apparently used something crazy like $5,000 an hour, even when he was starting out.
Which sounds, well, arrogant or unrealistic.
It's not about ego. It's a practical filter for decision-making. If your time is worth $5,000 an hour to you, you instantly stop doing things that are worth less.
Like
Spending 3 hours driving across town to return a $50 broken gadget. Pay someone $20 to do it, or just write it off. Your $15,000 worth of mental energy and focus is better spent on high-leverage decisions.
So you outsource ruthlessly or just ignore low-value tasks. Protect your focus.
Exactly. Time is finite. Guard it fiercely. And this applies even more to the big life decisions: where to live, who to partner with, what career path to take. These have huge compounding consequences.
And for those massive decisions, he has that really useful heuristic.
Yeah, this one's gold. If you cannot decide, the answer is no.
Simple but powerful.
For those long-term, life-altering commitments, you need a clear, resounding yes. If you're hovering at like 51% yes, 49% no, you're just signing up for internal conflict and mediocrity down the road. Default to no until you feel overwhelming conviction.
That saves so much future pain. Okay, quickly, before we shift gears, foundational learning. He doesn't push MBAs.
No. He emphasizes the fundamentals. Microeconomics, game theory, psychology, math. These teach you how systems work, how people behave,
Mhm.
more valuable than specific business tactics that get outdated.
Learn how to learn, basically. Become an expert fast in new fields.
That's the real skill. Okay, so we've covered wealth, the external game. But naval is equally, if not more, focused on the internal game, happiness.
Right, because getting rich doesn't automatically make you happy. He found that out himself.
Yeah. He sees happiness, again, as a skill, something you practice and build, like getting physically fit. And his definition is interesting. It's not about chasing pleasure.
It's a default state.
Exactly. Happiness is the absence of desire. It's when you don't feel like something is missing from your life. It's that state of internal quiet when your mind isn't constantly regretting the past or worrying about the future.
Just being present, peaceful.
Peace is the foundation. And the biggest obstacle to that peace, desire.
This is where he says something really counterintuitive. Every desire is a chosen unhappiness. What does he mean by that?
Think of it like a contract. When you decide, I want X, you are literally signing up to feel unhappy until you get X. You've chosen to create a lack in your life that now needs filling.
Wow, so the suffering isn't caused by not having the thing.
It's caused by the choice to desire it so intensely in the first place,
That completely reframes things.
which is why he advises being extremely careful about your desires. Choose them wisely. Limit them. He suggests maybe not more than one big desire at a time, because each desire becomes an axis around which your suffering revolves.
And we often make it worse by comparing our desires, our lives to others, but he reminds us.
Life is a single-player game.
Explain that.
All the external stuff, status, money, awards, those are multiplayer games. You're competing against others. But the internal game, improving your health, your peace of mind, your relationships, that's just you against your previous self. The only scorecard that matters is your own.
And his cure for envy. It's pretty effective.
Yeah, the 100% swap test. If you envy someone, ask yourself, would you trade everything with them? Not just their money or their success.
But their anxieties, their family problems, their fears, their whole inner life.
Exactly. When you realize you wouldn't actually want their entire package,
Yeah.
envy just sort of evaporates. You're okay being you, on your own path.
So the ultimate internal goal is peace. Peace is happiness at rest.
And in any tough spot, work problem, relationship issue, whatever, you always have three choices. Only three.
Change it, leave it, or accept it.
Change it, leave it, or accept it. And most of our misery, it comes from being stuck between those. Wishing you could change it, but not acting. Wanting to leave, but staying put. Refusing to accept what is.
That internal resistance is the suffering.
Right. The simplest, most powerful hack.
Yeah.
Just fully accept the reality of the situation. The situation might still suck, but your suffering about it ends the moment you accept it. Then you can make a clear choice to change or leave from a place of peace.
Okay. And finally, practical habits for maintaining that peace.
Pretty straightforward stuff, actually. Cut back drastically on things that mess with your brain chemistry. Booze, sugar, excessive screen time like social media, endless video games.
Things that give you those quick dopamine hits but leave you drained.
Exactly. And move your body. Daily exercise. His line is simple. If you have peace of body, it's easier to have peace of mind. Physical health underpins mental health.
So bringing it all together, two distinct paths to master.
Yeah. Wealth buys you external freedom. Freedom over your time, your work, where you live.
And happiness buys you internal freedom, freedom from anger, anxiety, envy, restless desire.
And both, crucially, are skills you can cultivate with practice and the right mindset.
So as we wrap up, the final provocative thought he leaves us with, it's about perspective.
It's about confronting mortality, really. Accepting that, in the grand scheme of things, our lives are incredibly short. Like a firefly blink in a night, as he puts it. Everything eventually turns to dust.
Which sounds bleak, depressing.
But it shouldn't be. That acceptance, that realization of the ultimate futility in a cosmic sense, should actually bring immense peace and happiness.
Because it makes you realize how precious this moment is.
Exactly. If this blink is all we have, then the only rational response is to make the absolute most of it, focus on positive action, on creating, on loving, on appreciating. Why waste a second on negativity or status games? The time to live and build is right now. Go forth and productize yourself.